Welcome to Into the Mind of a Madman Questions. This is a segment where I ask a celebrity a question that I would ask them if I had a chance to interview them. And today's question goes to Brandon Marshall. This is about the breakup of your podcast with Shannon Crowder and Fred Taylor. It's a financially based question because the breakup to me, it seemed it came with that within the realm of financial not being understood, like a financial agreement, right? And I usually start this off with the question and then add context to why I'm asking the question. But I really can't do that without actually just explaining my point of view, and then like the question will come out with an explanation. So, B. Marshall, this is kind of my position. I heard you on many of podcasts say, I started this thing. I came to them. I said, put in a certain amount, and we're off to the races. I gave them my vision. I told them, listen, we'll all come in a certain amount. You said Fred Taylor, he wasn't, he wanted more time, I guess. You said Shannon, he didn't really want to do that. He just wanted to get paid, and that was available. And then, like, I guess a year down the line, 2 years down the line, Fred wanted to come back to you and be that partner in it. And where the question comes in, or the disconnect for me, not that I needed to know, but like I said, this is why I have this show, was you said they came to the table, they wanted to be the 25% partner again, or at least Fred Taylor. I'm going to say that. He wanted to be the 25% again, and that deal was no longer available. Now, I want to ask, did he try to come in at the initial, like he still wanted to pay the initial fee to be a partner, or was it available to say, all right, Fred, listen, before the podcast, when I first came to you with this idea, there was a $25,000 startup fee that we all initially should have put in, but now this a year later, we got networks coming after us. We got this, and that. All these things going on. We got I Am Athlete West going on, and all of these different visions and buildings. I know you had. The evaluation of the company is now such and such. For you to get the 25% partnership, you now have to put in $250,000. Was that ever an option, or the way I took it from your interviews was they came to you and you was simply on some, you can't no longer be a 25% partnership, because you felt as if, if this would have failed, you didn't put in the beginning, and if this would have failed, I'd have been on my own. So you working with that, you know what I'm saying? You working with that anger and that disdain for them, and that's kind of how I took it. Like I said, it wasn't necessarily asked to you in the interview or expound upon, and that was the question. But I also wanted to ask this after the question, or I wanted to add to, I guess not ask, I wanted to add to the fact that I wish the whatever the initial offer well, whatever the evaluation of the company, and you can provide as you would an investor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm coming from an investor point. If you have ESPN wanting to come into I Am Athlete, and you gave them, they said, yo, we want to invest in what you're doing, Brandon. We coming in at year 5. Give us an evaluation on the company. Give us whatever paperwork to show this is why. You know what I mean? Like a Shark Tank. You know what I mean? Hey, we want to buy 25%, and we want to give you this, this, and this, and you can show, well, I'm making this, and I'm getting this, and this. So in order for you to get 25% of the company, you would have to invest this so I can, like a business. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a disdain for ESPN because they wasn't there for you in the beginning, and you didn't ask them for any startup money. So it doesn't come from a place of, well, you should have got back on when I asked you back then. You know what I'm saying? And to me, like I said, through the interviews that you've put out there and that I've heard, like Fred Taylor speak on it, that's just how I received it. Well, I'm not saying I received it. I'm saying that was what my mind went to, because my mind went to, I don't really see the disagreement in, even on Fred's part. Fred, this is where you come in. Hopefully you see this. If Brandon came to you and said, listen, the initial buy-in was $25,000, but now the buy-in now is $250,000 because it's a year later. We got all of these other things up and running. I don't feel like you should have had a problem with that. That's why I'm thinking, I hope it ain't just Brandon. I hope it ain't you being just feeling away as, nah, I'm not, you can't get 25% now because this is my company and I don't really want to. Because at the end of the day, even if they did not see the vision enough to invest in it, they still was there to provide the content and show up when they showed up, and however that went, they were still there to work. And if they now see the vision later and they wanted to buy in, I think it was a very simple evaluation process to say, look, we were doing it in our house. Now we got this venue. Now we got other things. We got to pay other people. We got more lights, more cameras. So I just don't think Fred, it would have been hard for Fred to understand a year later into the process, 2 years later into the process, that you can't come to me with the same 25,000 and expect to get 25%. It's hard for me that Fred couldn't understand that. Maybe it was like that, but this is why I got a question to B. Marsh, because I guess this question can go to like I said, it goes to B. Marsh, because I just feel like the only disconnect could have only been, you just felt like, yo, you wasn't there, you didn't want to put up, so now there's no way you could be a partner in it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully you see this. But peace and blessings to you. I'll always continue to watch I Am Athlete, and I have much respect for you. It's just a question. Hopefully I really get to interview you. Thank you.